then we can go back up and stash it. Cobalt and silver. By the way, that is that's a bug of some type. Look at that, how it's all squares with like just an image on it. That's gotta be some sort of a shader or texture bug. Oh, what's this? Pure ferrite. Ipcadrite. Ooh, there's another one. This is what happens when you fall down a hole, everybody, and you get sidetracked. I probably need to get out of here and go stash stuff in my... Oh. Can I even get out of here? I may have to, Oh no, hang on. Woo! It's called getting sidetracked, everybody. Alright. By the way, what do I have in my refiner? Probably need to stash some of this stuff in here. Runaway mold. Some of this stuff, somebody says it goes into nanites. I don't remember which one it is. Nanite clusters. That definitely turns into nanite clusters. I think I'm supposed to talk to the base computer again. Yep. Programmer says, some people may think the first 10 to 20 hours of this game are extremely boring, but I really like the feeling of being lost in space and exploring. Curiosity is a big part in this game, for sure. Here's another fun one for you, programmist. I had somebody who came on one of my... I've been titling my streams, you know, new player, because I am a new player. I just started playing. Like, I started today. This save file had less than 10 hours. So I am less than 10 hours into this save file. Or I was as of this morning. I'm probably higher than that now. But they took offense to the fact that I was calling myself a new player when I've been playing for a week. And it's like, dude, I'm going to be a new player up until the point I've got 50, 60 hours in this game. Because every time I log in, I'm learning something new. And until there's nothing else new for me to learn, I am still a new player. So it's like, it's weird the things that some people get their panties in a wad about. Okay, what are we getting next? Advanced materials, able to more efficient synthesis. Seems like I can create pathway to materials from all over the system. Construction logs recovered. Base technology data extracted. Downloading plans. Dennis says, I have 1,000+ hours. You are a new player. I absolutely am, for sure. Shield lattice plans restored. What is that? Increases the base capacity of your hazard protection system, allowing you to spend more time in hazardous environments without recharging your exosuit. Gather or refine. Sodium nitrate.
Technology installed.
Antimatter. Sodium nitrate. How many did it say I needed? I need 60. Lady Tara says, I've been playing for several years. I'm still learning stuff. You're definitely still a new player. I know. It's great. It's one of the coolest parts about coming into an older game that has done a very good job of keeping itself maintained over the years, is there's so much for new players like myself to explore. I'll probably start working on some beginner's guides next week. What is today? Saturday? Friday? Shit, I gotta look at the calendar. Saturday. So probably next week I've had notes because some of you have been giving me some really good tips. So I've been taking notes. So like as an example, these are the types of things you can put together in a little quick tip guide. Using free build mode to help with placement, analyzing plants to get secondary resources. The landing pad tip was essential, being able to, seeing the little green circles when a landing pad turns green and you can automatically land on it. That was something that was really cool for me. Holding, and then the whole aspect of the quick menu versus going in and manually doing things. Like there's some, I've got a list. I'm going to start working on the guides next week. Oops, shield lattice. Okay, I need 2 more words. Let's go back up to the space station, see if we can learn some words from the space station this time around as opposed to using knowledge stones. I may have already talked to everybody on this station. I don't know how this works. You, sir. The warrior looks confused. I'm going to practice language skills. No, I didn't learn anything. What's the difference between requesting dialect help? Show me the friendship symbol. Oh, okay, there we go. It's the it's the first one. Let's offer a gift. Now I think I have to talk to somebody else to do it again. I don't know, it's like once per NPC or once per day per NPC, or how does this work? Oh, you didn't talk to me. That was a mission agent. He doesn't want to talk to me either. Probably got to go upstairs, talk to somebody up here. I need one more word. Quest dialect help. Traits. Okay. I now have 18 words learned. Programmer says they added some surprises which you can only discover after being in the game for at least 40 to 60 hours and completed a lot of the main storylines. When that happens, Renfail's gonna say, wait, what? We were talking about this last night, Dennis. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and we were talking about World of Warcraft. And one of the reasons that a lot of people have the mistaken point of view, or this idea that everybody who plays World of Warcraft is hardcore mythic raiders who know life the game. And the reason for that is because there's no one creating casual beginner level content. They're all off creating raid content, heroic dungeon, how to have the best build, how to have the max skills, fastest leveling, blah 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 blah. And I do the direct opposite, and I've been doing this for about, I think we're coming up on, because Chris and I sat down and I literally used ChatGPT to help R&D things and came up with a content strategy at the beginning of last year, which was focusing on the ultimate beginner guides. And so when I come into a game, and some people don't get it. You'll get the occasional person who's like, how dare you make a beginner's guide? You're not an expert in the game. You shouldn't be allowed to make a beginner's guide. And it's like, I'm not making a beginner's guide because I'm an expert. I'm making a beginner's guide from the perspective of a beginner who is new to the game. So any game that I play where I'm new to the game, I'll usually spin out anywhere from, let's say 6 to 12, like 6 to 10, 6 to 12 new players guides, beginners guides that are all about my perspective as a new player to that game. And then if I play it beyond that point, I get into, here's my build guide for this, here's my idea on this, because at that point I've formulated some of my own ideas on like a mid-level tier guide. I very rarely ever do like max level blah guides, because why? There's already like 50 people. Like, there are people who've been playing this game since it came out who are far better qualified to create like the expert level guides for like the people who need to know everything and want to have max skills and max factions and best ships and best weapons and all the meta and everything else. I don't give a shit about the meta. I don't know the meta. Like, I don't even know how to. Somebody said earlier, like, did you know you can. What did they say? Did you know you can blend tech, like same tech pieces or some sort of thing to get bonuses for your character? And I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about. Like, the game has not taught me that yet. Like, but yes, I get to that point. The beginner's guides I do are specifically, they do well specifically for that reason, because I'm a new player creating guides for new players based on my experience as a new player, as a beginner, and it works for the algorithm. Oh yeah, James, the lore has been great the last few. I literally did only storyline like I think the last 3 streams. And today I said, nah, I need to back out and do the base computer today, because this is actually giving me modules for my spacesuit and my ship, and it's teaching me more about. I need to slow down, because I was starting to get into missions where they had me like wanting to do combat, but I haven't learned about combat yet. So it's like I need to do this now. Programmer says, I really like watching Renfield discovering the game. It's similar to the reaction videos for movies. If you watch someone do Interstellar for the first time, it motivates you to start a fresh save. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely sort of, it's one of the areas I sort of have a niche. Is I can come into older games and at the very least, I can usually hold people's attention for 2 or 3 weeks before they get bored and they want to move on to other stuff. I'm okay with that. As a variety channel, it means I'm constantly trying new things and, you know, some things stick, some things don't. Someone was talking about Cyberpunk 2077 last night, and I went, God damn it. I would love to do a third playthrough of that game. I'm not going to. Not until the sequel's coming out, but it's, you know, there's always new things to see, even in older games. The fading sun, set up camp in the foothills, hardly luxury, keeps out the cold. I'll be gone by morning anyway. Perhaps some other traveler will shelter here one day. Base lighting. Oh, this is what I was asking about the other day. I said it's too dark in my home, and somebody was like, we were talking about the flashlight and everything, but we can do lighting now for our house. Construct a white light. Oh, yes, please. This is going to be a huge boon to my home. Oops. Place it like there. Hold on, it's not turned on. Oh, does it need power? Does it need power? Electrical wiring? Yep, it totally needs power. Can I connect it to... Did that work? What did it just connect to? Something that it's not supposed to connect to. What the hell? How do I edit something like that? Nope. I'll figure this out, I promise. Alright, I can go from there. Hang on, it just showed me an electrical symbol. Ah! Now it has light. There we go. I just had to connect it to something. Oh, this needs to be connected too, apparently. Or no, it doesn't. It's already hiding. Never mind. What am I thinking about? I'm herping and derping here. James says, what I enjoy is watching you learn the game. I miss being new. James says, I enjoy the variety. I actually found you playing Robin Hood Sherwood Builders. That was a fun game. Honestly, if the combat was better, I probably would have played it all the way through. I probably would have completed. I probably would have done a completionist run of that game, like a full playthrough. But as much as I enjoyed that game, the combat, I don't like the combat in that game. One, because there's no aim assists for the bow, and the melee combat it's an indie game. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to knock it because I have a lot of fun in that game, but yeah, there was some rough stuff, but everything else I really liked in that game, especially their attention to the lore. They've done a very good job with the lore of Robin Hood in that game. Terrain manipulator advanced mode. No R2 to draw large shapes in create mode. That's fine. I don't need that tip. I need 21 words now. It's probably quickest to go to the space station, isn't it? Hang on, before we go, let's refine some more of this crap down. Yeah, I think one of the things I really liked about that game too was the way they tied in quest progression, like not quest progression, some of the quests, yes, but mostly how they tied skill progression to needing to build base components. So it's like, oh, you want to get better at swords? Well, you need to build the training grounds first, and then you need to upgrade the training grounds and do all this other stuff. I appreciated that way of doing things. Not every game does it like that. Quest dialect help. By the way, is there a limit to how many words you can learn? Like, do they eventually say you've learned everything you can from these people? Or does it just keep going? Yeah, we've already talked to him. This is way faster than doing knowledge stones. Jesus. I have played Valheim. Yep. Programmer says there's at least 1,000 per race would be my guess. I'm fluent. Lady Tara says, I think there's a specific amount of words, but I think there are a lot. James says there is a max limit. Dennis says the game files indicate that there are 4,753 words in total, including 1,142 Gek, 1,080 Korvax, 1,000. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be here a while learning languages, learning words. Then, I don't have anything to worry about in terms of running out of words to learn. However, it does look like you can only do one per NPC. So once I run out of people on this space station, I'll need to find another space station to learn words from, or more knowledge stones. Alright, what else can I throw in here? What does pure ferrite turn into? Magnetized ferrite. Alright, well, we'll hold on to that. I don't need to talk to the computer. That's from the wiki, Dennis says, so it's not just a random site. Copy that. Valheim was interesting. I didn't enjoy it playing solo. I did enjoy it playing co-op. I also got terrified the first time my base got attacked by wolves. That scared the living shit out of me. I was not ready for that. I was peacefully just minding my own business. All of a sudden, the wind picks up, and the game starts warning me that I'm being attacked, and here comes a pack of wolves, and I was not ready at all for that. But I did enjoy the multiplayer aspect of Valheim. Also, the same thing, not the multiplayer, but the co-op. Same thing with Enshrouded. Like, I don't think I would have gotten much enjoyment out of Enshrouded playing solo, but playing co-op on a dedicated server with Enshrouded was a lot of fun. Like we did that for, I think we did that for like 3 months this year earlier. We're on Saturdays and Sundays. I've got an Enshrouded playlist somewhere on the channel on YouTube. We quite enjoyed it. I think Valheim's another really good crafting survival, chill, cozy game. The dungeons are quite challenging. Even as a group, the dungeons they added were taking us 2.5, 3 hours to complete. They were quite, at least on the first iteration, they were quite. It felt like going back to like EverQuest 1. It was like, holy shit, these are some serious dungeons. Um, the forest is moving. Yeah, that crap, James. Valheim is not for the faint of heart. Appearance modifier. A buildable module that allows users to adjust their personal appearance settings, which you can also do up on the space station. Oh my god, that's a big. Can I scale it down? Nope, I cannot scale that one down. Well, I'm gonna stick that over here. Somewhere behind the building. I don't need it right now. Alright, we need 3 more words. Yeah, I think Nightingale needs a lot more work before I would be willing to give it a shot based on all the footage that I saw. And Shrouded is really good, and they've added so much to it. Even, you know, I think the only thing with Enshrouded is just when they finally finish adding everything and they have their final version of the game released, it's going to be very, very good. The optimization could use some work. That was the one area I definitely critiqued them on, was optimization is not, they haven't focused on that yet. And it's not a big deal unless you're playing on a really old machine. Um, Otherwise, the game looks good. So their most recent update, they added musical instruments, so you can become a bard now in the game. Um, all sorts of fun stuff. And Shrouded's really good if you haven't tried it yet. Alright, I might be running out of NPCs to talk to soon. Well, I guess there's more stairs up and around. Can I talk to you? Or is it just a merchant? Nope. You're gonna be a merchant only. Yep, also merchant only. What about you, frog? Actually, you're like a bird creature. Friend, slunked? Slunked. Quest dialect help. You're a Gek. Okay. Didn't somebody in chat say they're running around with a little Gek wizard earlier? That might have been Lady Atara. I can't remember who that was, though. Somebody said they have a little Gek wizard, I think.